Hey everyone, so I want to address an issue about some ableist discourse that I see happening in fan convention spaces, in things like Disney spaces with their DAS pass, and it's this idea that if there are accommodation issues, then just don't go do it. And I'm going to give an example relating to Fan Expo Philadelphia. Time to throw them under the bus, which if you watch some of my other videos, you know that I really like doing that because they deserve it. Anyway, so I was in the Facebook group. Full disclosure, I did not go this year, but I had family members who did, who require accommodations. So I do have a lot of information about how that all went down. But this thread was talking about the issues with the autograph area and the lack of accommodations there, and someone had replied being like, well, then just don't get an autograph. And honestly, like, fair, like, right, we don't have to get an autograph. Going to these conventions is a privilege to begin with. You need the time, you need finances. Granted, if you go for just a day pass, you don't buy any food, you don't buy any extras, like, it can be pretty affordable. Compared to, VIP, premium, all that stuff. Like, that can get really expensive. But that aside, yes, we don't have to get an autograph. In fact, we don't have to go to the convention. In fact, we don't have to leave the house, right? You can see how this spirals. This person may think like, well, if the autograph is a problem, just don't do the autograph. But what people don't think about is like, we as the disabled community or the family members or friends of the disabled community who go to these places with them, we have to think about these things. Other people at these conventions don't think about it. I mean, yeah, they may be like, oh, that's a long line, my feet hurt, whatever. But they don't have to necessarily worry. It's not a concern of theirs. And it's just totally inappropriate and ableist to be like, well, then just don't get an autograph. That's not fair. Obviously, there are things in the world that, as a disabled person, we're like, depending on your disability or depending on the level or severity of the disability that you have, there's always going to be things that you can't do. And that's just the reality. And that's fine. There are things that people without disabilities can't do. And it is what it is. But when it's something that a simple accommodation can allow a disabled person to do, there's no reason why they shouldn't put that in place. Instead, when they don't put it in place, we get people like this person who is like, well, then just don't get an autograph. But the thing is like, if they had that accommodation in place, we could. And that's only fair. It's an issue of fairness. And I think that people don't think about this. Anyway, I just kind of wanted to ramble because it was kind of pissing me off, honestly. But thanks for listening. I'm going to have more content after World Pride because that's going to be really busy for me. But stay tuned for more. Thanks, everyone. Bye.